Hey everybody, in this episode of the Veep After Show, we're breaking down Season 6, Episode 4, Justice. What happens when Gary has 3 heart attacks? We'll talk about that and more next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Veep After Show. Yes, we are breaking down every episode of Veep this season, airing Sunday nights on HBO. I'm one of your hosts, Moran. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie.
Hey everybody, I'm April Whisenhant. You can find me everywhere at April Whisenhant.
And Nadine Delapal, she's with family, so she's away having fun with family. So she'll be back here next week, though.
I hated missing last week because it was so hilarious, but can't lie, I was at Stagecoach. So yeah,
all right.
It
Yeah,
was
I'm
great.
sure. I guess that was okay. It was an okay time, I suppose. And as always, folks, you can like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Feel free to hop in the chat, or if you're watching this even after the show is over, you can comment down below as well. And we're gonna jump right into it. So yes, we start
just tweeted the link to the live chat.
Look at April's on it right
know
there. One of the big things here for Selena this episode is that she's at the funeral for Supreme Court Justice Tenney. And leave it for Mike, who's so used to just denying everything. He starts the buzz brewing that Selena, is like, oh yeah, she's not going to be considered. She doesn't want to be considered for the possibility of replacing this judge.
Right, but like Mike he has like word vomit all the time. He can't help what he says, obviously, which is bad because he's the press secretary, or he was the press secretary anyway. But I was like, this could be a good thing. She has to do something to like what is she gonna do? Well, I guess she's doing the library, but I thought it could be a good thing, but I knew it wasn't gonna happen.
It's well, one thing is like, would you see? I've never seen her like be judicious.
Make good decisions?
Yes, like
Yeah.
I don't know why anybody consider. Yeah, let's put her on the Supreme Court.
No, it was never gonna happen. I mean, she hasn't made many good decisions, but at least we got to learn more about this lovely Sherman Tans, who has an amazing haircut that may just rival Donald Trump.
Well, and speaking, we'll get to Sherman in a second.
Yeah.
But just one thing about Mike, his hair looks just like so red.
It's like did he dye it?
He had to have, because
He had
that
to
is just like, it's really standing out.
I'm not gonna lie, the first episode of the season, I was like, oh, maybe our TV, because we watch it on TVs before the actual or before we do this, obviously, and I thought it was just our TV with the lighting off, but no, it's definitely not, because it's on like every TV, and I watched it on my laptop, and it's like not even a carroty red. I don't know, it's very strange.
It's so delicious.
But he likes it. It was working for him.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess.
Yes, so Sherman Tens is somebody that Selena pardoned.
Right.
We see that right before she left office. So very, with not much public opinion, I think it definitely weighed against her. A lot of people have questions for why she pardoned this gentleman, who's not necessarily the most up and up gentleman.
Right. Well, and everyone said that she did it because he's, like a cajillionaire, pretty much. And she did it in her like final hours, and which a lot of presidents have done. They do like questionable things, or things that people think are questionable, but they have their own reasons for it. We still don't technically know for sure why she did it, right?
No, I mean, anytime anybody's brought it up, whether it be Danny in an interview situation or somebody else, that she always kind of just skirts around the topic there.
I mean, I think clearly she did it because he could be a huge backer. I mean, she asked him off the bat for like, oh, a cool $5 million for her library, and he's like, sure, why not? That sounds great.
I can imagine just living that life where you could ask somebody for $5 million and it wouldn't be out of the question.
Right? They're just like, okay, for your library.
Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll give you $5 million.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
But also, like, running for president, or, if she does end up running for president again, you can't have your biggest backer be an ex-con.
No.
Like, no matter what. All those funds are tracked. So it is kind of like, okay, so what is she doing it for? I don't know. It'll be one of those things I'm sure we'll find out at the very end of the season, or it could be a thing that we never find out, like all the stuff. Remember, like last season, we're like, what's going to happen with Catherine
Exactly.
taping all of this stuff, and then nothing ever came of it.
Well, it's it's one thing to show you like, if you're going to run for office, just how hard it is just to build up your war chest.
Yeah.
You've got to go constantly asking people for money. I mean, I have a tough time just asking somebody just to like give me an extra $1 if I run out of change for the soda machine.
Right, unless you're Donald Trump, who said, that's weird that I've mentioned him twice, who says he did everything himself.
Oh, you're a big fan.
He's like,
I
it's all my money.
see. Donald, you in the room?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Not really.
So I do like though when Sherman does show up. Selena's back's hurting, and so Gary has a hot compress for her. She's like, she doesn't want to show weakness in front of Sherman, but Sherman's like, well, hey, I'm not going to let a good hot compress go to waste. I'll take it if you're not using it.
And he's like, you gonna massage? And Gary's like, no. Yes, massage. I'm not surprised.
Go deep. Go. I like when make sure you go deep.
Go deep for Sherman.
It's all right because I know you weren't here last episode, but we were talking about like the scene where Selena has Gary try her soup just to see if it may be poisoned. This you're doing, doing massage for a man. It feels like Selena has no shame in asking Gary to do so much more this season.
Of course not. Well, she's never had much. She's asked him to do a lot of like insane stuff, obviously, but it just keeps getting crazier and crazier. And I like it, but then I also feel so bad for him. He's like more than willing to do it.
He laps it up.
Yeah.
I guess it's like if you feel needed by one of the who you think is one of the most important people in the world.
Yeah.
And they need me. They need me.
The scenes where he just like, I mean, obviously this happens way later in the episode, but when she falls asleep and he puts his arm around her, I'm like, he's just so happy. Like that's where he's happiest. So I guess do what you got to do, right?
Now, one other member we have back in the Selena camp, because she's been pretty much on her own separate story arc so far this season, has been Amy.
Right.
But after she took off from Buster, in this episode, we never see like them talking, saying, "Hey, can I come back and we'll help you out? Can I work with you?" Just this episode, boom, Amy's back in the mix and just doing her own thing.
Yeah, which I kind of thought would happen. She would eventually work her way back in somehow, but I guess it's weird that they didn't address it. But I mean, we knew that it would happen, right?
I guess you could assume how that conversation would have gone anyway.
Yeah. And hey, I'm out here. Do you need help? Sure.
But it does show you that it's just nice to have like it missed a little something without having Amy there. So it's nice to have her back in it.
It definitely, which is weird because she's always the character that I'm like about. I mean, I love her. Don't get me wrong. She's amazing. But she's like the one that I'm like about the most. But she definitely like brings that little edge to the table that we need.
And I do like, though, in the absence of Amy, she's really come on to rely on Richard because that's her first go-to. And
she loves Richard.
Yes.
Like what was I forget what happened, but the moment where it's like Amy's telling her something, but then Richard says the same thing, and she's like, "Thank you." She like doesn't say anything to Richard whatsoever, and he's got to be like my favorite, one of my favorites, and that is tough to say because everyone on the show is so amazing, but just his like comedic timing and the way it's just hilarious.
Because it feels like amongst all these other characters, he's the one that just seems so, I don't know, it's like upbeat.
Yeah.
Like, even though things are kind of going crazy and weird, he still has this, like, this positive bent that he's not deliberately malicious towards everyone around him.
Well, and he's so like, he innocently, like, says stuff. And, like, when he's on the phone with Jonah and then whoever else beeps in, he's like, "Oh, I should go back to holding for Mr. Ryan." He's just hilarious. I love him.
He is. It was such a great idea to keep him incorporated in the show.
Yeah. Because I feel like it wasn't... I don't know enough about, I think his character was like supposed to be a temporary, like just a few episodes. And because, we've seen a ton of people come in and then leave the show, but I think he was just so great that they kept him on.
Absolutely. And I mean, and it was fun seeing his dynamic with Jonah last season, but I admit I'm enjoying it much more with him being in Selena's orbit.
Yeah. Well, because Jonah is just like, Jonah.
Oh, yes.
Even though he like got on it tonight, did some good stuff, I guess. Well, did some good stuff.
Well, we find out that Sherman, in exchange for the $5 million, immediately, as Selena says, if there's anything you need, I've got something right here. He's really worried about these, there's prisons are dropping below 135% occupancy. It's end of for-profit prisons. And so he needs somebody to kind of get the ball rolling on that.
That's hilarious that it's a problem that a prison is dropping below 135% occupancy.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure like that's not supposed to be that way. But
no.
Yeah. I mean, but he's got a good, I'm happy that he has Jonah because Jonah like needed a project and I feel like hilarious stuff will come out of it.
It's just... with Jonah with his his weirdly growing back hair, Sherman with his bizarro haircut.
Yeah, and his daylight saving times problems. Daylight saving time.
Is that what do you refer to?
I say daylight savings time. I'm going to Google that right now.
I feel like I think it is.
It's got to
supposed
be saving.
Yeah, it's got to be saving, but I think almost everybody
says savings.
Yeah,
I'm Googling that right now.
Even I say daylight savings time. Yep.
I have to know though, this show, like this episode when we were watching it, I was like, why do we have it? I mean, I know there's see, no, when I Google it, it says savings.
I do know that there are
very
those people,
relevant.
Yeah, there are those people like Kent though that take it very seriously. That is like an affront. If you say savings instead of saving, they can't let that go.
This says daylight saving time, also sometimes erroneously referred to as daylight savings time.
No, gotta get it. Gotta drop that S.
Yeah.
Drop that last S. So now, of course, Selena complained about her backaches. She thinks that everybody around her is convinced that, hey, you know what, it might be menopause.
Yeah. I was like, oh crap, maybe she's pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
For a second. Well, I mean, like, it's happening nowadays. Janet Jackson was 50, 51.
And she was having lots of sex with the ex.
Yeah, and then she divorced him.
Uh,
we're talking about Selena. Yes. I was thinking Janet Jackson.
Yeah, we're talking about Janet Jackson's sex life for a little bit. But we find out, you know what? It's not. You actually had a small heart attack. Yeah. Is what the deal was.
Which that had to happen eventually with the level of stress that she puts herself under.
Yeah.
But then Gary has a heart attack when he finds out. He just falls out on the floors. I died laughing. It was so funny.
Can you imagine being so invested and connected to another person that if they had a heart attack and you just even hearing about it would give yourself a heart attack? That
you're not related to, that you're not like in a relationship with. No, I can't imagine that. I mean, like, that's scary, I guess. But then he has a really bad heart attack and she's like, they bring him water and she takes it, and but she has no idea. She's like in her own little cloud of Selena, and he just like doesn't care. He's like, oh, okay.
She is less concerned that she had a heart attack as if it had been menopause, the world would have ended for her. But the fact that it's just like, oh, you know what, we need to get you a stint.
I can't lie. I was like, oh, good. Well, because menopause. I mean, obviously every woman goes through it, but that's like a big thing. But a stint, tiny little stint. Get that fixed, get that fixed any old day. You can't fix menopause.
I love that. It's just that little stint. That's all right. What's the big deal?
Not a big deal. Did she ever have it though?
Menopause?
No, the stint.
They talked about the procedure.
I'm guessing they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because we see her like walking back to surgery.
Because it was so tiny.
Yeah.
But I did like when Gary thought it was like that it might be menopause. It's like, good news. Without those tampons, it'll free up more room in my bag.
She's like, except for yours. He's like, oh, I love when he makes that face up.
Excuse me. So we also have Dan. Dan's this whole episode is he's trying to fit in where he fits on CBS This Morning. Yeah. Because basically he feels like he's stuck in a rock and a hard place.
But now they're like getting along, him and Jane.
Yeah, but he is like.
Ooh, that's bad that I forgot that.
Jane, yeah.
Jane, right?
But he's deliberately kind of pushing it to where if she's
getting her cookies every day.
Yeah. And. Or if she wanted to, like, you know what, we're gonna take this to the next level. It's gonna get physical.
Yeah, she seems like she kind of does have a little crush on him, but I love when he's talking about his makeup artist using too much bronzer, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're using too much bronzer on you. But it's such like a weird thing for guys because obviously you're on camera and you do have to. I mean, the lights, crazy stuff. You do have to put like something on your face. But they just went a little crazy on him.
I'm wearing bronzer right now.
Oh, see? Yours is very subtle.
Thank you. I have soft touch.
I just wonder how they're going to work him back into the Selena world. Or are they going to keep it separate this whole time? I mean, Jonah was in the Selena world, and then they've made him separate, and it's worked. Yeah. With him being separate. But I wonder if they're going to keep that the same way for Dan.
I like it because at least he's part of the media, which means he gets to cover everything that Selena's doing, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah. So he's still like involved somehow. And we called it with Catherine and Marjorie wanting him to be the sperm donor.
Oh, and now to find out though that he's got low mobility in his sperm.
Yeah, he's like, what? I've been spending all this money on condoms. I've been pulling out this whole time. He was so upset.
What a classy guy.
I know,
there
right?
you go. Yep.
He's like, I'm gonna save a fortune now. All right, Dan.
Yeah, so we also find out that while Gary is laid up in the hospital, that he tells Selena, "Oh, I'm only 40." You're only 40? That's it?
I wonder how old he is in real life. He doesn't look 40 even.
No. But yeah, but I would imagine being around Selena is going to age you rapidly.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Yeah.
It seems to do that with every person. And then he's like, I love it. She's like, you have so much to look forward to next year. You get to come to my library opening.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a birthday.
Well, yeah.
And he's like, I want to have a party in Alabama and you're going to come. She's like, yes.
It's like, I like that she doesn't even know when Gary's birthday is. He has to kind of prompt, like,
Yeah, she's like, your birthday. And he's like, August, you remembered.
Oh my gosh. We're look at this. We are getting ready to wrap this up. It's already so fast.
Oh, dang. I know.
Why don't we jump in and do a quick prediction before we get the heck out of here?
All right, let's do it. Predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
Ooh, extra good lights tonight.
Ooh. All right. Do you have a prediction?
I mean, I didn't watch the preview for the next episode, but I'm predicting that Selena's gonna get into something soon that's gonna get her back into the like office race.
She's got to, because this, I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I know the writers kind of pulled her away because they didn't want her actually being the president. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's tougher to do. But I also wonder, like, in this current incarnation, how many seasons they could go further. I mean, it's 6th season. They can maybe do 1 or 2 more seasons, maybe.
Like it is, without doing something.
Yeah, she's just kind of like, like Clinton, just kind of floating around, being involved in different initiatives. But
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of material right there.
yeah,
But I think that it ultimately, I think it's gotta go in a way of her like running for something. Because think of the material that gets you like a season at least, just like running for office. So
or
that's where I want it to go anyway.
they
I should
flip
say.
it and they do something very similar to Bill Clinton, where Hillary is running for office and he's
Yeah.
just there on the sidelines. Maybe she gets involved with somebody that starts running for office, and
That'd be
she's
good.
there. Could be possibly the new first, the first
The
lady.
first lady. Oh, that would be. Should you be a writer for Veep? That would be really good.
All right, Dave Mandel, that was my idea. All right, let's see what you guys think of
He's
that.
right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we got to wrap. It went by so fast.
I know. It
Well-
always does.
Yes, we'll be back here next week to break down another episode with Nadine in tow as well. So it's going
Oh,
to be
yes.
triple the fun.
Gang's all here.
That's right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and leave your comments down below. You've watching this afterwards, or if you've been in the chat, we appreciate you sharing your thoughts about the show as well. And if you want to continue the conversation with us even after the show's over, April, where can they find you?
Y'all can find me everywhere at April Whisenhant.
Oh, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie. Folks, we'll see you back here next Wednesday night. Yeah, maybe we'll see you Wednesday night.
Sunday night, I
maybe,
think.
but then we'll also do the Sunday. Let's really do it for real on Sunday. Next Sunday night for another episode of the Veep After Show right here on AfterBuzz TV.
Thank you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.